And now, get ready to smile again with radio's home folks, Vic and Sade, written by Paul Riley.
Nice meeting.
Yeah. Let me tell him. About Edith and Raleigh.
Oh, okay. Heck, I don't think the news will flabbergast them.
The wind goes cold and everything's chilled. I guess I'll buy a watermelon and eat my fill.
You're home early.
We didn't fool around much at meeting tonight. Ran through the regular routine of a brisk clip, adjourned and dispersed. Get up off the Davenport rush and take my hat and coat.
Then maybe you'll give me a dime, huh?
Never.
Okay.
You are ready tonight, pretty. You are pretty tonight, Sadie.
Thanks.
Won't mention it. Don't mention it. Hold the coat right side up, Hilda. Otherwise, pencil and junk will tumble out of the pocket. We wouldn't want that to happen, would we?
No.
Then off you go to the hallway. He's a good boy.
Yeah. Vic, if I give you 16 guesses, could you tell me who rang our front doorbell 5 minutes after you left for lodge meeting tonight?
No, I couldn't.
If I give you 16,000 guesses, you couldn't tell.
I bet that's true. Who was it?
Tell him, Russ.
What?
Tell your father who walked in this living room 5 minutes after he left for lodge meeting tonight.
Well, you wanted to know.
You go ahead.
Edith and Raleigh.
You wouldn't have guessed in a million guesses, would you?
I didn't guess that.
Oh, my.
What'd you say, Russ?
Edith and Raleigh.
Edith and Raleigh?
No, Edith, lady's name. Raleigh, man's name. Edith and Raleigh.
I don't know.
Edith, Vic, Edith. Suggins.
Douglas.
Oh, for mercy's sake, what's the matter with you? Edith Suggins. Dixon.
Oh, your old sidekick.
Of course. And the 18 million times we all went on picnics and sleigh rides together.
Oh, it's been so long since I saw Edith Douglas.
He remembered you. Like a shot.
Oh, she referred to you as Hector, Gus. I believe she had you confused with somebody else. She said, and how in the world is Hector, Sadie? We were so sad when we heard he lost his leg. Is he still in the hay and grain business?
I was going to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, Edith remembered you like a shot.
I remember her now that I've had time to place her. Fat girl. Chewed a whole package of chewing gum.
She was here, Vic, right in this living room, only less than an hour ago. I had half a mind to call you up at lodge meeting and tell you to come home. Why, you could have knocked me over with a pickaxe when I opened the door and saw who it was.
I opened the door.
Naturally, I didn't recognize her at first. I opened the door, and here was this lady and gentleman, and I said, yes. And the lady said, I'm selling second-hand fruit. I'm selling second-hand fruit, she says. Ain't that Edith Suggins for you, though? I just stood and stared. And then you piped in with something, didn't you, Willie?
Yeah.
He piped in with something. What'd you pipe in with? And it was you opened the door.
Yes.
He opened the door. Oh. Tell about how you opened the door.
I opened the door.
See, we were sitting here sewing and reading. The doorbell rang. Willie said it was probably Bluetooth Johnson. I told him to go see. And then what happened?
I opened the door.
He opened the door, and here was this lady and gentleman. Asked if this was the Gook residence. You told him yes, didn't you, Willie?
I told him yes, and the lady...
Asked if Mama was home.
Yes. So I called...
So he called me. Edith Suggins. You could have knocked me over with a sack of cement.
Edith and her husband on their
They
way.
live in Kentucky. Raleigh is something or other in the whatchamadoodle business. She mentioned it, but I forget.
He said he was...
Yes, and they're on their way to Michigan City, Indiana. They could only stay on a little while because they want to drive to Joliet yet tonight and have that much less distance to travel tomorrow. Edith was broken-hearted not to get to see you, Vic. Oh, goodness, yes.
Mom, I think she had Gov mixed up with somebody else.
Yes.
Because she referred to him as Hector and talked about him losing his leg and being in the hay and grain
Just
business.
more and dying to get together and talk over old times. She's slim now, Vic.
Really?
I wouldn't have known her. Not in 40 million years. What'd she say she weighed, Raj?
She said she weighed
Actually
about...
stout there in Dixon, you know. Well, I remember Edith in the shoe store buying high-lace shoes, and there wasn't enough shoestring left at the top to make bows. The shoe top separated so much. But now she's slim. And you remember her front teeth?
No.
All gold.
No.
Her front teeth used to be all gold. All that gold's been taken out. She's got lovely white teeth instead. Oh, I wouldn't have recognized her. Not in a million years I wouldn't have recognized her. I'm selling second-hand prune, she says, and all I could do was stand and stare.
I piped in with something.
Yeah, you piped in with something.
I piped
He
in
piped
with...
in with something, Vic.
I piped
What
in
did you
with...
pipe in with, Willie?
I piped in
Oh,
with...
wait, before that. Raleigh said something.
I never heard.
Sure, he says, Edith, maybe we got the wrong house. Didn't you hear him say that?
All I remember is when I
He
piped
says,
in.
Edith, maybe we got the wrong house. That was my clue, don't you see, Vic? I was standing there staring at this lady, and the word Edith started something buzzing in my head. Then Edith said she was selling second-hand prunes. Then you piped in with something, right?
Oh.
What was it you piped in with?
I piped in with.
You did. Edith laughed, and so did Raleigh. Talk out what you piped in with.
I piped
Edith
in with.
whispered in my ear she thought you were a very smart little boy. Golly, I'm afraid I never paid much attention to Raleigh.
No, you never.
I was so completely knocked off my feet by seeing Edith. We talked 19 to the dozen every single second she was here. Gossiping. The stuff that's happened. She's kept track, see, and I haven't. Oh, I won't be able to remember a tenth of what she told me. Harry Scamsel, for instance. And what'd she say about Harry Scamsel, Rush?
Got thrown in prison.
Oh, he never either got thrown in prison.
Somebody got thrown in prison.
He married somebody and went into some business somewhere and later moved somewhere else. Maybe he moved to Montana. Somebody moved to Montana.
That was this what's-his-name man that just about decided to move to Montana and then changed his mind and decided to move to Connecticut, and then changed his mind still another time and decided to stay where he was.
Alton Fisham?
No, I remember about Alton Fisham. His mother made him a pair of corduroy pants, and he wouldn't wear them, so his father undertook to make him wear them. And Alton Fisham figured that, being 44 years old, he could choose his own pants. So he ran away from home, and they caught him in Des Moines, Iowa, and brought him back, and now he's wearing the corduroy pants and liking it.
Oh, so much gossip and trash she had at her fingertips. No, I'm afraid I never paid near enough attention to Raleigh. You engaged him in conversation, didn't you, Rush?
Not very much conversation. We sat side by side on the Davenport and listened to you ladies.
Hey, was I introduced to Raleigh?
Almost.
How do you mean?
Well, you said, Sadie, this is Raleigh. And you took his hand and shook it, but you never looked at Raleigh.
Oh, by gollies, I didn't. I was so excited, see? Well, Raleigh didn't act put out, did he?
I don't think he liked it very well. He sat on the Davenport and chewed his mustache.
He never had any mustache.
Sure he had a mustache. He had a big mustache. Didn't you even notice that?
No.
And every time he started to say something, either you or Edith would jump in with some remark.
Well, what did he start to say?
Let's go, Edith.
Oh, my.
I thought he behaved very discontented.
Well, that's fine. I ignore Edith's husband completely, and she remembered all about you, Vic.
She didn't remember anything about him very accurate.
Yes.
She referred to him as Hector and seemed to have picked up the impression he lost his leg and he was in the hay and grain business.
Just dying to get together and talk over old times. Oh, I'm done. Did I tell Raleigh goodbye when they were leaving? Oh, I must have.
No, he told you goodbye, though. Told you goodbye twice.
And I never answered?
Well, you were occupied listening to Edith. She never shut up the whole time she was here.
Well, did Raleigh say anything more?
Let's go, Edith.
Oh, my. Isn't that awful? I was so excited. Edith Suggins. What's her married name, Rush?
I don't know.
Well, it must have been mentioned.
It was mentioned, all right, but you never acknowledged any introduction.
Oh, my. I bet I don't sleep tonight for a while. Oh, Edith dropping out of a clear sky like this. I'm selling second-hand prunes, she said, and all I could do was stand and stare. And then you piped in with something, Rush.
Yeah, I piped in with something.
He piped in with something, Vic. Tell what you piped in with, Willie.
I piped in with...
Edith Suggins. Just think of it. After all these years.
Which concludes another brief interlude at the small house halfway up in the next block.